Out of the Box continues on Q1043.
Gavin Degraw, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Hey, thanks for calling into the show tonight. And let me say congratulations. Top 10
Thank you, man.
top 10 album debut of your new self-titled CD, Gavin Degraw.
Thank you so much, man. Pretty cool. I was actually kind of surprised myself because I consider myself pretty homegrown, so I didn't know if that many people were going to be checking out my stuff and actually willing to pay for it.
Now I'm reading this, #1 on iTunes. Now, did you knock Madonna off the top or something?
I guess so. I must have pulled her chair out from under or something by accident.
Wow.
But I'm it was definitely never wasn't necessarily like at a competition or anything like that. I really had no idea that was going to happen. Just surprised. I'm surprised.
Well, Z100 Zootopia last night at the Izod Center. Now, for the very few of our listeners that don't know about you, Gavin, you grew up in the Catskills. Was the piano like the first instrument you gravitated towards as a kid?
I was mostly just into singing, and then I just caught the bug. I just felt like learning how to do something.
Right.
Because, you're living up in the woods, and there's this rickety old piano sitting in the corner of our house, and I was like, I want to learn how to play that. So, my father was a musician and stuff, and he's like, all right, so try to find you somebody.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you remember the first song that you learned how to play?
That's a tough one. Song I learned how to play. How about this? The first song I learned how to play, but the first song I remember playing was Procol Harum, Whiter Shade of Pale.
And now you can't get much better than that with that Hammond B3 organ, right?
Exactly. Isn't that cool?
That is awesome. Well, and I always like to ask this question to artists like you that were, teenagers in the early 90s. I know you're a big fan of classic rock.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, how did you get exposed to classic rock as a kid? Was it, this is during the grunge era. Now, was this through your parents?
It was really, growing up with my dad being a musician, and he used to play in bands and stuff like that, and he was a rocker and whatnot from that era.
So give me some of your favorite artists, like Elton John, Billy Joel. Were they in there?
Of course, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely the Eltons and the Billies, as well as, tons of baby boomer rock, and some classic soul music as well, Sam Cooke and Otis Redding and Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, guys like that. But loads of Beatles material, The Doors, Allman Brothers, stuff like that.
And you went to Berklee School of Music for some time. Now, was John Mayer there at the same time? I read something like that, or?
I think it's a possibility, I think the difference between John and me is I don't really go to class.
Well, I know you went there for a little while. We know that. And I don't know if John
Very
graduated.
short time.
But, hey, it looks good on the resume, though, right?
Does it? I guess so. That didn't really get me much work except a couple of waiter jobs at a couple of restaurants when I got out of school.
They're like, oh, wow, Berklee, cool.
They're like, cool, man, you're at table 14.
Yeah, and clean up that mess.
Yeah, man, it was tough.
It's Jonathan Clarke live on the phone with Gavin Degraw here on Q1043's Out of the Box. Gavin, the new self-titled album, great reviews everywhere. You've done
Thank you, man.
every television show in the past couple weeks.
And, it's been crazy.
Yeah, and I read you wanted to rock out perhaps a little bit more on this new album.
Yeah, definitely. I think my first album I didn't do enough of that, and I wanted to dabble a little bit more in some of the edgier things that I enjoy about music. I think this album, there's definitely some moments that are sweet, but there's definitely some more primal moments on the album than there were on my first record. And, I'm just trying to bring a little bit of invention to what I'm doing. You don't want to make the same album twice.
And that's good. I mean, just look at these bands that last forever, like, U2, they're always changing themselves and stuff like that. So that's a good thing,
right.
I think,
I think it's the way to go. Music is, in some sense, music is another form of fashion. And you gotta be working on the next thing and staying a little bit ahead if you can. At the same time, you're making references to what has always worked. Trying to balance it.
Now, this song, "In Love with a Girl," are the lyrics self-explanatory, or is there more to it that I'm not picking up on?
I think the lyrics they're pretty straight ahead. This isn't rocket science. I'm in the business of rhyming words. And it wasn't necessarily about any one particular girl. It was, about my analyzing my life and being like, you know what? I need one of these. I need the right girl.
Hey, don't we all, right?
Balance.
Jeez.
I think so, man. I really do. I think a little balance would help here and there.
Here on Q1043's Out of the Box, Jonathan Clarke, and Gavin is live on the phone with me now. Gavin, you have now. Would you call it a bar? Would you call it a club? It's something you have here in Manhattan. What's the name of it?
It's a bar. It's a real tavern. It's called the National Underground, and it's a little bar that I opened up with my brother and a friend of mine down on Houston, like Houston and Allen.
Right. Okay.
And it's a real music bar. We're trying to give a couple of the popular cheeseburger spots in Manhattan to run for their money. We want to have the best burger in the city, so we just called up the butcher and told them to bring us what they're serving, and we're gonna alter it a little bit.
Nice.
Try to make it even better.
So
it's a real Americana kind of place with really great music. Bluegrass, country, rock, gospel, Appalachian gospel. We know we have some great players sitting in there pretty much every single night of the week.
Well, me and our good mutual friend and colleague, you know him, you love him, Ian O'Malley.
O'Malley.
Yeah, we'll be coming down there for a few cold ones. Not that that's going to be
I hope so.
Taking much to convince him to do that. I know that, but I'm looking at your itinerary of upcoming tour dates, and it looks pretty jam packed. So the question is, when are you coming back to New York City to play?
Oh man, I couldn't even tell you when the next exact date would be for the New York show. I know we'll be doing some promo gigs and stuff like that within the next few weeks. But as far as like a real show that I would want to tell people to come out, and I'm going to give them a real taste of what we do. Need a little bit of time to let you know the exact day of that. So hopefully towards the end of the summer would be the right time to play in New York.
Well, we'll check back in with you on that, man, because we can't wait. So.
Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. Well, I want to play this track. I think it's Untamed. Talk about that one.
Untamed. Well, I think, by the time you're a grown man, you're pretty much set in your ways. And, this song is about your love interest. I opened the song saying the letters you wrote me had hollow point headers. And I mean a hollow point bullet-like headers, like your words are damaging. And about her trying to alter you, and you're just letting her know, we were meant to be untamed, unaltered, and I'm not changing now.
I like it, man. I like it. For more info, absolutely. For more info on Gavin Degraw, go to Q1043.com. Keywords Out of the Box. Gavin, thanks so much, man. And
thank you, man.
Good luck on the rest of this tour and the promo tour, and we'll see you back here in New York City at the National.
I appreciate it.